Hey guys, here aka G, welcome to another GTA 5 car v car episode. Today the benefactors going against each other, the benefactor Surano and the benefactor Feltzer. They're very similar to each other in certain ways and also quite different in others. I want to start off with the handling, talk to you guys a little bit about what the differences are, which one's more efficient and better for handling. Although I do like both of these, and it's very difficult to actually tell apart. You got to really thoroughly use both of them to actually decide for yourself. First of all, one thing I noticed is that the Feltzer is slightly more heavier and more sort of sticks to the ground than the Surano. Surano feels very light and twitchy, sort of similar to the Carbon Azure, but not as twitchy as the Carbon Azure. Although, you know, the Surano does have a better turning circle than the Feltzer, but the initial turning ratio is better on the Feltzer than the Surano. The reason for that is because the Surano is really light, so when you take a corner, it's very unpredictable, because if you get a little slight bump or notch, you get a little bit of air time and you accelerate and turn around that corner, you will have the tendency to oversteer and pretty much spin out. So that's one of the sort of downsides to the Surano, so it doesn't make it as efficient as the Feltzer. Feltzer pretty much you can just drive through smoothly around corners and whatnot. You see here just about Feltzer takes acceleration. We thoroughly checked this, by the way, just in case you have any doubts, or if the Feltzer started early or the Surano started late. The Surano's got slightly more rear spins than the Feltzer, although both these cars do have rear spins, but not as much for the Feltzer here. But you notice that Surano's pretty much pulling away at this point, and pretty much it did so for the entire length of this highway. So technically speaking, the Surano does have a better top speed. The thing is, the Feltzer, it takes a very long time for it to actually hit its top speed, and eventually around this point it is pretty much where the top speed kicks in. You'll notice that the Surano still keeps going, and the gap pretty much increases further and further as we keep approaching, as we keep going on this highway and approaching the bridge. So definitely a point towards the Surano, and currently 2-1, you know. It's going to be a close comparison because both these cars are made by the same manufacturer. You see the torque here is pretty damn tough as well to tell. But it turns out the Surano just about takes it there as well, making that 2-2. And you see for the damage, I'm sure we all know that Feltzer's got 327 initial repair cost for damage. And for the Surano, turns out it was 342. So durability goes towards Feltzer. Customizable options, Feltzer has 11 options in total. The Surano has 14, slightly more options there. It's going to make it 3-3. It's going to go down to the wire to the final test, which will be the lap time test. And of course, with everything we've sort of discussed in this video, putting that together, we're going to pretty much see, it's going to be pretty obvious which one is going to dominate here, as sort of the downforce and traction is slightly better on the Feltzer, and the efficiency is there and the comfortability, I suppose. So even though the car, I suppose in a way, if you do push it so much and you're not being careful with it, you will oversteer regardless. I mean, you do that with both the cars anyway, so that's why I'm cancelling that out. But the Feltzer is definitely very smooth around corners, and it's going to straighten up quicker as well. So you definitely, the turning ratio is there with the high rates of speed that you're going at with the Feltzer to comfortably take that corner without any sort of problems and rigidness like the Surano has, where it's, you know, it's got a sort of a long feel to it. It sort of feels like the Alpha, but not, you know, does feel wide as well. So when taking corners, it's not that comfortable, I suppose, but it's fine because, you know, it's pretty easy to use because of its turning circle, right? It's very responsive as well, especially at lower speeds. The turning circle is absolutely amazing. And when you think about it, if you're going through tight chicanes and whatnot, the Surano will be dominant over the Feltzer because of how light the car is, right? So it's very easy to maneuver from tight spaces and moving out of cars compared to the Feltzer. But anyway, overall, the Feltzer will take it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. If you guys found it useful, make sure you guys leave a like on this video, and also check out Comet vs Feltzer. It's absolutely hot today. I am boiling, sweating, and I'll see you guys there. Thanks for watching. Now, good night, peace. Yeah.